Oppa Gundam style.
Gundam style, everyone.
And welcome back. Welcome back to Wow Cool Robot, the Gundam show. You know the one. We've watched some episodes of Gundam for you, the audience, and we're here to talk about said episodes of Gundam for you, the audience. Morg, how are these episodes treating you?
They're good, but a lot.
They're good, but at what cost?
They're good, but at what cost? It's... Man. Okay, someone in the Discord, Sarah in the Discord was like, they just keep getting, like, a lot. And I'm like, well, guess I'll die. Like...
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna keep watching them, like...
Then perish.
Oh, no. Amara says then perish.
Ooh.
What if we get that, like...
Oh my god.
A close-up of his eyes, all red.
What if Char said then perished when he killed Garma?
Oh my god, he did, is the thing.
He said, go, white boy, go.
Fuck.
Well, we have watched we're going to start off our batch of 3 today with episode 16, Sayla's Agony.
Sayla's Agony, and she is an agony.
Yeah, gotta say, the title does not give me confidence.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it.
So yeah, they're in Central Asia. Can't contact the big HQ. I guess they're kind of in neutral territory, kind of in Zeon territory, so like they don't want to get shit overheard or whatever. Who knows?
Yeah, I think they're currently in Federation territory and they're approaching Zeon territory.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And then there's like no salt, and that's a problem.
There's no salt. This cook is so mad about there not being any damn salt.
Hey Max.
Yeah, what's up, Morg?
Is he salty about it? Yeah. I mean, it does go into like, you know, people need salt to like live or whatever the fuck. Low sodium's bad, I guess. But like, I think I'm just so used to like American food that just always has salt in it anyway. So I'm just like, that's a problem?
Yeah, you see, Morg, I'm an INTJ, so I can simply imagine my food having more salt on it, and I already know what it tastes like, so I don't need salt to survive.
God damn it.
Amuro looked at the cook and said, needs more sodium chloride, and deserted the army.
God fucking damn it! He did, though!
Oh god, I rubbed my eyes too hard and almost popped my contact out. It's a very auspicious way to start this episode.
Good start.
But, so yeah, like, this is a very common theme in the show of, like, you gotta eat food to like, live, to fight. Many are saying that food is the ammunition and the body is the gun. And I cannot dispute this information.
The body is the Gundam.
Oh, now we're getting somewhere. We gotta feed the Gundam a big piece of salt.
Ew.
What if the Gundam ate a big rock of salt? What if the Gundam had a Himalayan salt lamp that it ate in one big gulp?
What if the Gundam craved that mineral?
What if Gundam just, like, stood very, very sideways on a wall?
That would rule, though! God. Oh my god, I really want a Gundam, like, what were they? They weren't goats.
They were goats, yeah.
Okay, they were. I want a Gundam goat. I want a robot goat.
I mean, there is, unfortunately, a robot horse in G.
Oh, I'm so sorry for you.
The horse wears, like, in G, they like wear special suits to get into the robot, like a plug suit in Neon Genesis, and the horse also wears a special suit. It's a fun idea, at least. While I don't respect the use of horses or even the acknowledgement of horses, it's good that that they thought of everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cook says they need salt. And in the meantime, they're waiting to meet up with command, because they're going to get new orders, and obviously they can't have it transmitted over radio so close to Xeon territory, because I guess they'll be, intercepted.
Yeah.
But they look out into the distance, and they see on the radar an old shitty pickup truck driving up. And, like, the dude driving this is basically a living skeleton. He is practically dead.
He is not looking too good. Yeah, but they bring him in. Well, because first they, like, go out to him, and they, like, do some fucking code words, make sure he was sent by Reveal.
Bright asks if butterflies fly in the desert. And the guy says only the thorns of the cactus fly in the desert.
I'm glad you remembered all of that, because I did not write it down.
That's like the new equivalent of Bright walks up to the pickup truck and says, "I like your shoelaces,"
No!
and the guy in the truck says, "Thanks, the president bought them for me."
Fuck. No.
Bright walks up to the pickup truck and asks, "When does the narwhal bacon?"
I don't know this one. I only know.
That one's for that one's even more heinous because it's for Reddit.
Oh.
And the pickup truck man says the narwhal bacon's at midnight.
What the
It's
fuck?
bad.
Why?
It's bad.
Anyway, they bring the dude in because he's clearly from the Reveal. I don't know.
Revel. You ever stop to think that the leader, or basically one of the leaders of the Federation that they're in contact with, is one letter away from evil?
It's also one letter away from Rebel.
2 letters.
You're right, it's 2 letters. I can't spell, apparently.
I have so much dyslexia I can't even say the word right.
Damn. I don't even have dyslexia, and I just fucking suck at spelling.
I can't read, I can't talk. What am I good for?
So, the dude who's dying talks about Odessa Day, which is scheduled from 5 days from now.
In the Caspian Sea.
In the Caspian Sea, they're gonna fight
Makuv. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's M''Quve.
Yeah, well, it's the subordinate to Garma's sister, who I can't ever fucking say the name of either.
Caecilia.
See? Ugh.
I got the names down. I don't got nothing else down.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad someone has something. But, yeah, they have some mines, and the Federation wants those mines. And they kept talking about mines, and I literally thought they were talking about the explosive mines until the 3rd episode. And I was like, oh, no, mines and gathering supplies.
All of a sudden, this makes
mines.
more sense.
This makes way more sense. I was like, why do they want explosive mines? Why did he discover explosive mines? What is happening?
All right. I mean, it also makes sense if they were to find explosive and they have to capture it, because it is a show about war.
Yeah, that's why I thought that made sense.
It works either way. Death of the author. We make the rules now. It's our canon. But they have to capture these mines, and when they do, White Base is going to be incorporated into like the main Federation forces.
Yes, they're going to become like actual army people instead.
They're going to become legitimized soldiers, which is a very troubling concept.
It's bad.
Not great.
It's not good. So yeah, they'll be incorporated, and then Frau brings food for Amuro, who's working on Gundam, and like tells Amuro about the salt shortage and how that's bad and you can die from it.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess like the reason the salt is gone, and this like is a plot point and everything, is because like they were attacked by Xeon and it would like damage their salt supplies, and so they find like a saline lake.
Yep. Basically, they gotta find like a lake to sort of suck out the water and get that good mineral on the inside. They need it. So after that scene, we cut over to my boy Rambarales here.
Yes,
He's
Rambo.
having trouble. He can't contact. I think it's Makuve, actually. I have definitely heard someone pronounce it that
Oh,
way.
I think it is. I think it's
He tips his
Makuve.
fedora and says Makuve.
Oh no, I'm never gonna forget that now. I probably will, but
That's how you remember how to pronounce his name, because it's diabolical. And we also find out Ramba Rao's wife, is named Hamon.
yes,
She's a true JoJo's Part 1 lover. But he basically, like, he can't contact Makuve. He's having trouble with it for whatever reason. And then we see actual Makuve, Makuve looks like shit. Makuve is like very, very bony and gaunt, like sunken, really sharp cheekbones and sunken eyes and like this messy purple hair.
He looks like a skelly man.
He looks like Jack Skellman.
Yeah, and he talks to his ensign. It's like
Ensign.
Okay.
Words are made up. Pronounce it however you want to.
Ensign makes more sense, but there's a G in it, and so my brain is like ensign, like a sign. Get it?
Mm-hmm. Ah, I get it.
And then I'm like ensigning.
NSYNC.
So he contacts the boy band NSYNC, and he's like, cool. They're actually going off course. They're like going. The white base is going somewhere else, and Makue, like, I wrote the note. Makue doesn't want Dazzle to know the truth of the mines he discovered. We don't find out what the truth is, right? Like, not yet.
No.
Okay.
So I think we can extrapolate later on, but essentially Makube doesn't want anyone to, like, he doesn't want there to be a battle in or around his mines, so like they don't know. I guess like he and maybe even he's in and out with Kycilia, but he wants to keep it a secret from like the rest of the Zeon military, I guess, because like he can do stuff with like whatever's in his mines to like make himself powerful, I guess. But he's like, all right, they're going off course, take them out quietly so Dozle doesn't hear about this, so he doesn't scrutinize my nasty mines. I'm mining unobtainium in here. No one can know.
No one can know. Okay, well, that's interesting. But Hamon, like, knows that Makube is probably up to something when she's, like, talking to, Rambo Rao.
Yeah. Hamon is, like, one of the smartest characters in this whole show. I love her.
Yeah, she's cool, and
I think the next scene is the cook who's just, like, so sad about this salt. He's so sad that he made everyone fall off course for this damn salt.
Oh, is this one like because they find out like, oh, the lake is all gone for some reason, and they could not figure out why, but they're like, oh shit, the lake moves. It goes east to west.
Let's find this weird moving lake. I like the cook. He's very like, he just wants some salt, and I get it because I like salt in my food. I probably shouldn't, because sodium is bad for you in high quantities, but salt good. Salt make food taste yummy.
Salt's like fine for you, and honestly, I realized like after I had mentioned there being a lot of salt in like American food that actually like my mom doesn't eat like as much processed food now, so she actually has to like put a lot more salt on it. So I assume a lot of the shit they're eating on the ship probably isn't as processed, because it looks like fairly healthy a lot of the time.
For a military ship that doesn't really have like, you know, any grow ups or anything, they eat pretty well from what I can tell.
Yeah, even though they keep talking about how they're like low on food and stuff.
Yeah, well, what can you do?
Yeah, and they're gonna look for the lake. Gundam and Co. on standby.
Yeah, they see some Zeons on the radar. They're getting ready to attack, and like Sayla just books it away as soon as you actually see this happen. If you have a sharp eye in the control room when they see the Zeons on the radar, Sayla immediately dips out behind Bright.
Oh shit! I don't know if I noticed.
Yeah, I went back and specifically looked for it because I was like, wait a minute, can we see this happen? And we do, because Sayla's in the Gundam. Not good.
Sayla piloting the Gundam, they only all notice when, like, Amuro's about to get in it, and it's, like, starting to leave, and they're like, what the fuck? And Sayla, who has never piloted like any of the robots, she's only done simulations. She is not doing well with the G forces.
No, she's about to like vom.
She's like this close to throwing up, and
I'm gonna yard Samuro.
Amuro ends up going in the gun cannon to
Mhm.
like kind of be backup for her, kind of,
Yeah.
I guess. So,
Yeah. We have a sort of short scene before the fighting starts of Sayla talking to herself, saying that she has to make contact with a Zeon soldier no matter what. And it's like already immediately obvious what she's referring to.
Yes.
Like what she's trying to find out. But so this battle, the combatants are Sayla in the Gundam, Amuro in gun cannon, or he's in gun tank?
He's in gun cannon. He's in
gun cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have Rambaral in the goof.
In the goof.
I love, it's pronounced goof as it turns out, not gauf or golf. It's goof. I love it.
That's so much better.
And then there's Kosen and Akos in their other Zaku 2s.
Yes.
And like, I like the fight scenes in this show. This fight scene was very hard to watch.
Yeah. It's hard to watch, like, Sayla lost, like, the Gundam's foot, and it just keeps,
It gets, like, cut off.
Fucking, like, she's very not experienced, and it shows, and it's tough to see.
She's, like, getting manhandled by the Zakus, like, one of the Zakus grabs, like, the head of the Gundam and, like, punches out the little crest on its head for the camera. It's, like...
I did not like that. Especially because, like, its fingers were on its, like, eyes.
Yeah, it's very clear what, like, you watch the scene, you immediately understand what they're sort of trying to imply with this scene. Like, what parallels they're drawing, and it, like, is supreme, and it's, like, it's good that it's uncomfortable. It's obviously, it's, like, meant to make you uncomfortable, but, like, they do a really good job of making you uncomfortable with this scene.
It's very rough to have Sayla in the cockpit for this.
Yeah. Yeah, it is like, I mean, I don't want to say it's like a good scene, but like, it's an important scene, I guess, right? If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. I wasn't sure if I was just like reading into it too much, so I'm glad like you got that.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, because I know Sarah was also like losing their damn mind over it too.
Oh, I didn't know it. I didn't see all that. Oh man.
But yeah, it sucks. Sayla's getting owned. And Amuro is finally able to destroy Akos. Amuro's going like, not like sicko mode where the colors change and he like starts bashing people with the sword, but like, he's just like being brutal right now.
He's just yelling.
He's yelling. He's bashing heads. He like crumples a Zaku head.
Yeah, and like, is that the one that they end up taking in, or no? Is that the other one?
They take Kozen. Akos is the first one he destroys, but the second one he destroys is Kozen's.
Yeah. I was trying to think of which one he smashed the head of, though.
Yeah, no, I believe he smashed the head of Kozen's.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Because that's the one he, like, drags back.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they have to retreat, like, the goof has to retreat, because, you know, the two
yeah, they can't take out.
Fucking are fucked up. Like, they thought they could take it, because at first it was like, oh, the pilot in the Gundam is clearly inexperienced, but then, like, Amuro's like, nope, fuck you.
Yeah, and like, clearly it's like, I mean, the Gundam's good too, but Amuro's also, like, becoming a much better pilot now, because he's, like, even the gun cannon, he's, like, whooping ass.
Yeah, no, for sure. And later in the gun tank, he's doing pretty well, too.
Yeah,
in a different episode, yeah.
Yeah. As they're retreating, like, Hamon is talking with the commander who's with her, and he's all mad because, like, they want to use this experimental warship called Zanzibar, and Hamon's like, yeah, well, we don't officially have Makuve's help because we have to sort of keep this off the radar, so we're gonna have to fight some tough battles, homie. Dig in.
I don't think I ever see the Zanzibar.
I think the The Zanzibar's not the thing that they fight later on. That's different.
No, it's not.
Yeah, we probably see the Zanzibar later on, or we've already seen the Zanzibar, or like been seeing the Zanzibar the whole time. We just don't know what it's called. But
yeah, that could be true. That happens.
It wouldn't be the first time. They're calling me Mister Can't Recognize a Station Wagon.
They're calling me Can't Recognize Goof.
Goof Troop. But yeah.
What if Goof Troop was with robots? You know, so like Goofy was the blue Zaku Goof, and then like Max was just like a little green Zaku or something.
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. Goof Troop.
Goof.
Go ahead.
Pretty good. So yeah, they capture Kozin. And like the whole time they're like, Kozin's like, "Oh, are you gonna follow the Geneva Conventions or whatever the equivalent is?" And Bright's like, "Yeah, bro, come on." Like he doesn't say the Geneva Conventions, but he's like, "You gonna follow like these like official accords and how to treat prisoners?" And Bright's like, "Yeah."
The Antarctic Conventions, which was interesting. I wonder what Antarctica is like in this world. Like, is it still intact, first of all?
They moved, that's where they moved New York City to.
It just warmed up too much, and that's where New York City is now.
Yeah. Yeah, they capture Kozin. Sayla's like berated by Bright. And he's like, "Why do you do this?" And Sayla's like, "Oh, the only Sayla looks directly at the camera and says, "The only reason that I piloted Gundam was to prove that a girl can fight as good as a man." Clearly it's not true, but like she just has to say this to like get out of the conversation.
That's the only reason.
Reason, Sayla.
She's like, girl power is why. More woman tortures.
Did you think that Margaret Thatcher had girl power when she effectively slaughtered an entire regiment of Zeon soldiers?
Fuck no! Now I'm picturing Margaret Thatcher in a fucking Gundam.
I think that this episode is going to literally kill Sarah.
Fuck!
God.
I don't like this.
Challenging content we're on today. Well, okay. As this episode ends, Kozin's in jail. Sayla's also thrown in jail only for 3 days as like a disciplinary measure.
Yeah, solitary confinement for 3 days.
Yeah, but as she is putting Kozin in jail, she asks him real quick if Char's alive, and Kozin's like, "Oh yeah, he's probably still alive, but he's probably home right now because he lost his position." So Sayla's not even mad that she's in jail; she's just happy because like her brothers are still alive.
Yeah, she's like, "Thank fuck."
You're like, "Oh, that doofus, always getting into trouble, always killing his boyfriends. I've always told him not to do that, and he never listens."
I do like that even if, like, she's like, "That's my brother," she's still just like, "I'm very loyal to my pals in the white base."
Right. Almost as if you can have a nuanced opinion of these things.
I think Gizmo agrees with you. I think that's why he meowed.
One of these days, Gizmo's going to get in that damn Gundam. It'll all be over for us then.
Oh my god, if Gizmo gets in the Gundam, we will die. We will all be destroyed.
No, you know what? It's going to be you and Gizmo both get into Gun Tank.
Oh, fuck.
Since it's like a 2-person pilot.
Fuck yeah.
He
presses the big button to make it go.
Yeah. Shall we hit the next episode, Morg?
Yes, the next episode is
something
fun. It's something fun for the whole family. No, it's called episode 17. Amuro Desserts.
Amuro Deserts.
Amuro has dessert. He's lost in a desert, and he deserts the army.
I love that, like, every single episode title is, like, something huge happens, and you're like, oh, damn, okay.
Yeah, I was like, when is he gonna desert? When is he gonna leave?
So...
Amuro says, fuck the military.
Alright, Mr. Noah, I'm about to head out. So he's on the bridge, he's doing simulations, like, running Gundam against Zaku, since they captured a real-life Zaku.
Hell yeah, dude. They captured Kozin Zaku.
Yeah, the Zaku 2.
Zaku 2. And the prisoner... Oh, wait, no.
No, yeah. This is when Bright's questioning Kozin.
Okay, this is after during the simulations and stuff. So Mira goes in to Bright, like questioning Cousin and being like, yeah, Cousin does not recognize me as the leader of this ship because I am young as hell. So he's not giving me as much information as I would like. He's being a shithead.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something. But they get, like, some information, I think. Like, they get... I don't even remember exactly what they get. I mean,
I don't think it's much.
I think a lot of the information they get is just, like, the stuff they get from the Zaku computer stuff itself.
Right, yeah. Yeah. But, after this, we get quite a scene. Amuro's just chilling, walking down the hallway.
Yeah, and then he sees, like, a puddle leaking from the bathroom. And, so Kika comes running out naked. She's just like a little naked child, is like, I tried to do laundry, and I made the sink go fucking crazy. Please help me. I don't know what to do. I'm a baby, and I can't fix this. So Amuro goes in, and he, like, runs into a bra that was hanging in the doorway. And he's like, what is this?
Girl! Ah!
And then,
boobs!
He's like, boobs! No, but he's like, hey, you should, maybe tell Mirai about this, because she's in there. And then Mirai comes out,
naked
with, like, a towel on her head, and Amuro's just, like, more embarrassed, and is like, okay.
Look out, Amuro! Hotted boobs up ahead, tits, big ones!
No! Boobs off the port bow. But, Mira, like, realizing Amuro's there, like, ducks back into the room she was in. Or
she's like, fix the damn sink, bro! Fix
it, please. And, yeah, he does.
He does it. That's the scene.
That's the scene.
It's weird. It is a cute little scene in showing, it's like almost as like a mini slice of life. It's like, oh, the wacky hijinks that happen on the white base. It's weird, but it's like, I don't know. I appreciate the little bit of levity these scenes add in contrast to war crime.
I'm not as, like, bothered by this as I am by, like, Amuro being a dumbass around Matilda.
Yeah. I mean, that one's just, like, unabashedly horny.
Yeah, this is just like, I'm embarrassed. I fucked up. Whoops.
Yeah. Well, speaking of unabashedly horny, we cut back to Rambo Rao. He's getting a Zaku overhauled. And, like, the supply ship that's helping him is called the Fat Uncle.
It's called the Fat Uncle!
He's like, tell the Fat Uncle to leave now. It's very funny. I love the names of all the Zeon ships. There's, like, Hot Dog, there's Fat Uncle. There's a lot of good ones.
Dog. Oh, man.
But then we get a nice scene of, like, Hamon comes up and asks him why he took on this mission in the first place.
Yeah.
And he's like, I did it to secure promotion for all my men, to, like, let them sort of, like, live comfortably. And I'm doing it so I can have you, Hamon, rub shoulders with the zombies to, like, get your positions up too. It's like, he's just trying to, like, have a good life for him and all of his men.
Yeah.
God, Rambarel's so cool. I love this guy.
He's good.
If anything happens to him, I'm going to lose my goddamn mind.
Oh,
I'll be so mad.
I'm so worried about the episode we haven't watched yet, because it's a big battle with him in it. Not to spoil too much, but he is in it a lot, so.
Yeah, oh boy, I can only mean one thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so, cutting back to the cell, we see Kozin, who's like, oh, these stupid kids didn't even think to do a cavity search on me. And he pulls some C4 out of his tooth, and he pulls, like, a string, like a detonator string out of his, like, pants.
Yeah,
just, like, blows the door up.
They didn't even, like, check his pants or anything. Like, dang.
Yeah. I mean, again, it is a good way to illustrate how untrained that these teenagers are.
Yeah. Yeah, the oldest is fucking 19.
God, you can't make that up.
Hate it. I hate it. But, anyway, so he gets out, He runs by Sayla, and he's like, "Oh, you're a Xeon, right? So I'll get you out." And then she's like, "Fuck you! No, I'm not. I'm screaming for help," and she does, and it's good.
Yep. It's like a wild goose chase. At this point, missiles are fired from the nearby Xeon base, so they're all like trying to mobilize and freak out. Hayato and Amuro, or no,
Yeah,
Amuro goes out in gun tank.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
Hayato and Amuro.
Hayato and Amuro go out in the gun tank. And then like I think Ryu's like wants to go out in the gun tank, but they're like, Amuro already left in the gun tank. What are you doing, bro?
Yeah, cause so Amuro like left in gun tank, like kind of without telling Bright that's what he was doing. Because he was like, "Oh, we only need gun tank for this because it's just like a base.
A land base, right?
It's not like anything like moving around, right?"
Yeah. And like
It's not the worst idea because he's right part of the way.
But he's also like, Bright doesn't know tactics or whatever, and or like it's not like Amuro thinks he knows tactics better, and in some ways like he's not completely wrong, but he's not right either, and this becomes an issue later. But they're just using gun tank. Bright is like whatever, and is this it? The wild goose chase like ends in like so Sayla is the one that was chasing Kozen around with a gun.
Yeah, the Benny Hill music is being played right now.
Yakety Yak is playing.
Yep.
And then he like goes into like an airlock with like a little like, or no, sorry. First he like actually does end up contacting the Ramba.
Yeah, he's able to call Rambo on his cell phone.
On his cell phone until like the people in the bridge notice and cut him off. But like, you know, he does let them know that there's 3 mobile suits on board, and that's it.
yeah, so Ramaral's able to mobilize.
And yes, and Kozen keeps escaping. Sayla's running after him. Oh, at this point, Ryu goes out in Core Fighter.
Oh, that's right. Yes, he goes out in Core Fighter because there's more like ships flying out.
Yeah, there's some DOPS.
DOPS.
Kai's out in the gun cannon as he do. And Rambarel's like going up in his Gallop, which is like the big land ship that he was piloting like before.
One.
Yeah. And then he gets out in his Goof with Geen and Stetch. I love the names of all these Xeon people so much.
Geen and Stetch. Yeah.
Geen and Stetch Superstar Saga.
I thought it was Scratch at first, which would also be a pretty good name.
Yeah, it also works.
So, sorry, so is this when the Wild Goose Chase ends? Because I think I had jumped the gun before until I was like...
Yes, no, this is when the Wild Goose Chase ends.
Yes, so this is what I was saying, he's about to, like, use, like, a jetpack or whatever and leave, and, like, go on the DOPS or, like, the Gallop or something. You know, just, like, escape back to the Xeon people. And Sayla's, like, shooting the doorknob, but it doesn't work. Because this isn't Star Trek, I guess. And then someone else comes by who I don't know the name of with, like, a big old laser bazooka.
Yeah, it is like some random crewman who's up with a rocket launcher.
Yes, a rocket launcher. And blasts the door, and it, like, pushes Kozen out the fucking door, and he just, like, falls.
Saying it pushes him out the door is very generous.
He gets
blown the hell
out
away.
The door. You're right.
Yeah.
He gets fucking obliterated. He gets
yeeted.
He gets fucking... Yeah, no. You're right.
I will say, though, we didn't see him die.
Oh, is that something?
Here's the thing. When a character dies, like, we see them, they either get buried, or we see them, like die in an explosion, like, unequivocally. I mean, maybe Garma's still alive, but probably not. But, like, the way it was framed when Kozen, was yeeted out of the ship, the camera's still, like, from inside the airlock, but, like, Kozen, like, falls in the distance, but, like, we don't, like, see anything happen, I don't think.
You're right.
So, he's probably fine. I hope he's fine. I like him.
He's probably fine.
Yeah. You know who's not fine, though? Kai.
No.
Kai's about to die. He's getting blasted with that heat rod.
Yeah, the heat rod fucking wraps around his gun cannon arm, and he's like, "I'm gonna explode. Someone needs to help me now." And so, this is like when Amuro ends up going in Gundam, like switching out of Gun Tank and going into Gundam, because they realize, like, oh, there's fucking Zaku and Gauf around. Oh, they know the thing is named the Goof now. I said Gauf.
Yeah, at this point we know.
Because the prisoner told them, and
oh yeah.
Or the former prisoner, I guess. Whether he's,
the ex-prisoner,
whether he's dead or escaped, he's not a prisoner anymore.
The prisoner formerly known as Kozin.
God.
But Amuro's trying to fight the Goof in the Gundam, but he can't hit that dang thing because, as it turns out, when he was running the combat simulations, he like upped the Zaku's speed and capabilities by like 20% to sort of like simulate it being the Goof. But like clearly, the Goof's abilities are beyond that. So, like, Amuro is, like, the parameters he basically put in that would be the Goose parameters are lower than what the Goof can actually do. So he's not doing so hot fighting it. But still somehow is able to damage the joints of it.
Yeah.
I swear, every single time Rambarel gets in a fight, he lasts for 2 minutes and has to leave. Not because he died, but because, like, his robot got hit a couple times.
Yeah, I was like, dude, get a better robot. Like,
I think the Goof is just not that good of a robot.
Like, they say it's better than the Zaku, but, like, I don't know.
I think it's a glass cannon, right?
Yeah.
If the Zaku is like a Golurk, then the Goof is more like a Gothitelle, maybe.
That's a fun comparison.
Did you see my battle against Steven today?
No, I have to watch it later.
Do you want a spoiler alert?
I know it has to do with Yanma balls.
Yanma ball. Do never underestimate Yanma, Morg. It will not end well for you.
I mean, I would never.
I just... As it turns out, Yanma is very, very powerful in the right circumstances.
So
and also half
lost.
My team... I lost because Yanma hit, like... Yanma swept, like, half my team.
Yanma balls.
Yanma balls. Anyway.
Welcome to our podcast,
about our specific Pokemon Draft League that no one else knows about.
Elite Full Restore 2.
2! But... So at this point, I think they're all back in White Base. And Amuro is getting shaken down by Bright.
Yeah, he did not like that. He did not getting disobeyed.
I swear, every single time a fight happens, Amuro's confident, he gets his ass kicked, but the enemy still has to leave anyway, but then he gets back and Bright is like, I am your father figure, you have to listen to me now.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's like the same thing every time.
But it's like...
It's rough.
Different every time also. Like, it's the same, but it's something else, you know?
It just keeps happening. I warned you about the Gundam.
Oh my god. Amuro in Gundam just falling down a giant set of stairs.
I warned you, bro.
And Bright being, I told you, bro. I told you.
The White Base ruse was merely a distraction. Now I have the Gundam.
Fuck! This is so fucking stupid.
God, this show's so good. After this, we see Amuro. Oh, this scene sucks. Amuro's like, he's in front. Yeah. You want to hit it?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm whining now, but he's just trying to go over like, I guess stuff like. I guess I didn't calculate that things would be different based on terrain and who's piloting the Zaku or the Goof, and he's like, fuck, I fucked up, whatever. And he's like, eventually just like, I gotta run more stuff, and he falls asleep because he's just like so fucking tired from, battling and planning. But while he's asleep, because he's like so quiet from being asleep, Bright and Mirai come in and into the. What is is this the docking bay? And that's
I think this is like the hangar or the docking bay of somewhere, because it's like really open. There's like balconies all over it.
Yeah, it's like the hangar.
But
Gundam's
they picked the one specific balcony that Amuro's already on.
It's like because Amuro, I guess, was probably just like putting more information into Gundam or something. But yeah, he fell asleep, and Mirai and Bright are talking, and they talk about how they're gonna probably try to get Ryu to pilot the Gundam, and Amuro needs to maybe sit this out. Um, he's
Take me out, coach.
he's he overhears because he like kind of wakes up while they're talking, and he hears that they're trying to replace him because he is not listening to Bright like he should be, and he's real he he cries like he like they notice he's there, and he like gets up and he's just like tears in his face like running away.
It's sad, but I get it because like
It's
Gundam is him now. Gundam is an extension of him, and Bright is saying, "No, you can't have that.
You can't
Ah!"
have that. He's saying like your body doesn't belong to you, you know, like Gundam is kind of his body now too also, but it's not like, you know, like it's the Federation's, but it's his, like, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's more than just like a
It's
robot,
his.
you know? And he's he's like leaving, like he's getting ready, he like packs up, like Amuro packs up stuff, Frau sees him leaving and is like, hey, what are you doing, what's going on? Like he's like, they don't want me here, so I'm gonna head out. Like fuck them, but I can't be here anymore. And
all right, White Base, I'm about to head out.
he leaves, but he leaves in Gundam. So he takes
his ball and goes home.
he takes his ball and goes home. And I'm like, oh, okay. He didn't just quote unquote desert. He deserted with Gundam.
Yeah,
So,
he's bye-bye Amuro. We never see him again.
And yeah, that's the end of the series. Thanks for having me as a co-host. I really appreciate it.
Only 17 episodes in, but they were a good 17 episodes.
Yeah, they were. No, but yeah, you might be able to tell there's more to this episode if you're looking at the bar, because we actually have another episode.
We do
for this one, because that's not the end. And Amuro.
This is called Zeon's Secret Mine, by the way.
Yes. Episode 18, Zeon's Secret Mine. Mine. Not mime. There's no mime.
Zeon's Secret Mr. Mime.
Mr. Mime. What if one of the robots looked like Mr. Mime? What if one of the mobile suits was a Mr. Mime?
What if a Gundam had dodgeball shoulders and rosy cheeks?
That'd be pretty fucking sweet. So, okay. So I didn't even realize the midair docking thing in the last episode was like
the intro.
Was the intro, because they had showed it again, and I was like, wait, Amuro's gone.
Yeah.
But then they were like, Amuro might not be able to ever.
It's just Ryu with like a poorly made mask of Amuro over his face, pretending to be Amuro.
That'd be so sad, dude.
Yeah. I'm Amuro. Everyone loves me.
Oh, we like you too. You're just not Amuro.
Yeah. Poor little Amuro. He's camped in like an abandoned desert town with Gundam, and he put like, I know that like he put tarp over Gundam to sort of cover it and disguise it, but it looks like he just gave him a little blankie.
Yeah, it does look like he got a blankie, and his feet are just like in some tunnel or whatever. But he's just like chilling with a fire, like he's just eating.
Yeah, he has to keep warm. Desert's very cold at night.
And yeah.
He sees this ship fly overhead. And this ship is very strange looking. It looks like a Dragon Quest slime with like legs.
Yeah, it kind of does.
It looks like a beady long legs from Pikmin, but fat. So I guess it looks like a raging long legs from Pikmin 2. It's an interesting looking thing.
Yeah, it's got 4 leggies. But they
4 little leggies.
They like stay away, you know, like they stay up in the air. They don't see him.
Yeah.
I guess the tarp was enough. I guess.
Yeah.
So they cut back to White Base. Kai is such a fucking douchebag.
God, this part sucks.
I hate
oh my
it
god.
so much.
On the bridge,
Oh.
Kai is talking, and even Sayla agrees. They're like, yeah, Amuro would get executed for deserting like this.
Yeah.
And Frau's like, damn, I guess I realized why Amuro left. You guys all suck.
Yeah, because, like, Bray agrees that they could, and Mira, like, Sayla does, and they're like, yeah, you could, if it's necessary. Mira's the only one that's like, we won't, though. And then everyone's like, yeah, I guess not. Like, whatever.
Yeah, it's like, they won't do it, but, like, they could, which is like, stop saying that.
A deserter could be executed is such a fucked up thing. Like,
it is.
I guess
he's 15.
Like, the idea is like, oh, you could have given like the enemy secrets or some shit. But like, he is a child.
He's Babby.
Like, no wonder he ran away. He's
yeah.
Like, yes, I get it. Like, I get that you're mad at him, and but it's also like,
yeah, even after this, Sayla's like, all right, we're not going to execute him, but like, we still can't overlook his selfish behavior. And it's like, real rich coming from you, Sayla, who literally 2 episodes ago stole Gundam just to like ask where your brother is.
Oh, you're so fucking right. Holy shit. Like,
yeah.
her of all people saying that, like, why not, like...
And like, the fact that she's like the most responsible one otherwise, too.
Yeah, no. Fucked up.
Alright, what happens next? So, Frau's like, alright, White Base, I'm about to head out. And then she leaves to try and find Amuro in her little, like, dune buggy.
Yeah.
It's cute. She, like, follows the Gundam footprints in the desert. And she finds him very easily. I like to imagine that he's, like, maybe, like, a couple 100 meters away. Like, you can still see White Base from the little town he's in.
Oh, yeah. Wait, how far away do you think that they are?
I mean, realistically, probably a couple miles.
Yeah, okay.
But, like, I just like to imagine that you could just, like, pop your head out of the building and see White Base, like, 500 meters away.
That'd be extremely funny.
But yeah, she actually finds him. And she says, like, they need his help. They'll accept him if he returns.
Did you understand the joke that the kids were saying when she was leaving, when they were like, VSOP, very important?
No!
Like, VIP, very important person, VSOP. Because they were saying, like, oh, Amuro is a very important person.
Yeah, no, I looked it up and I couldn't figure out at all, because it, like, all I could tell VSOP is, like, a type of booze.
I was like, is this a weird translation? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so she finds him. She almost gets shot because Amuro, like, she, like, busts in on him.
He has a gun ready. Sayla Fraubo busting through.
She busting through. I was like, man, you gotta know he's kind of a soldier now, right? But also, yeesh.
Yeah, but like she's cool with it because I think she realizes like, oh yeah, he definitely thinks people are out to kill him, so I understand why he'd have a gun.
Yeah, for sure.
And he does put it away right away. He doesn't like keep it trained on her or anything. But she says that like, yeah, you got to come back to White Base. And like during this scene, we cut over to White Base, and like Kai says that he would shoot Amuro if he returns. I'm doing the biggest air quotes possible as a joke.
Wait.
It's just a prank, bro.
Did he?
Yeah. Yeah.
What did I miss?
Yeah. It's bad.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I hate Kai so much.
It's just a prank.
It's just a prank, Amuro. I'm not going to actually shoot you dead for deserting the military. I wouldn't do that. But it'd be funny if I did.
There were other people on the ship that were like, oh, what if Amuro changed sides? But like Kai wasn't there, and that's why I think I forgot or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like the same scene, but like split apart in 2 different parts.
Yeah, okay. Man,
yeah.
What the fuck? I Why is Kai like this? Why
I hate him.
is he gonna like go on? Is he gonna like do some? Is he gonna like change sides? Is he gonna like what's going on with him? What's going on?
What's his... Look, everyone in the show needs therapy, some more than others.
Yeah, for sure.
This is when Amuro pieces out to go to the mine.
Yes. Well, also Frau like lets slip that they were talking about deserters and how they could kill them, and she was like, "Oh shit, fuck! I didn't mean to say that out loud." And he was like, "Oh, okay, that's what they really think of me. All right, glad they think I'm a deserter. Glad they think I'm gonna fucking..." And yeah, he is pissed and like goes to the mine. Well, he just like is leaving, and then he sees the mine though. He's like, "Go home."
Yeah, like this isn't... You're not a real soldier. Rah, 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 rah. And he's doing like recon and stuff. And he looks over in like the main sort of building of this mine, and he sees Caecilia having a conversation with Makuve.
Yes.
They're talking about a material called solium, what is presumably the important thing they're mining here. And like they're getting solium from this operation.
Spelled wrong, and I thought they were mining salt.
Well, yeah, we gotta put... once again, Amuro's an INTJ, so he can just imagine solium chloride on his food and he's fine.
Solium chloride!
But they're mining solium here. The Federation can't know about any of it. And he hears it 50 kilometers away. There's another mine. And then at this point, he's like, all right, Frau, go back to White Base. Tell them about this mine. And in the meantime, he's like, after she leaves, he's thinking like, I'm gonna blow the hell this mine up.
He thinks this is the mine they were talking about, though, with the Odessa stuff. Because he's like, oh, if I do this, then they won't have to deploy Federation soldiers. And I'll be a hero, yay! Or, well, probably more. People won't die, yay!
Mm-hmm.
But, you know. And he does, like, he's like, I'll be fine, there's no Zaku here, I can fucking destroy the mine, and he sets to destroy it, and it's a cool fight scene. But Frau driving back ends up flying back, actually.
Yeah, it's really cool. She drives over one of those strips in Mario Kart 8 that make you go into anti-grav mode.
God damn it. Yeah.
And like her wheels all tilt 90 degrees inward, so it's like she's like hovering back.
Yes, it rules. She's like, I don't care if I'll be seen. I need to go tell them what's going on. And there's a mine here, and it's bad and sucks ass.
Mm-hmm. Not great.
So they know now that there's a mine there, but I think they put together that that's not the mine that Odessa's talking about, or like that the dude for the Odessa Day thing talking about.
Yeah, it's a mine, but it's not the mine.
Yes. Which Amuro finds out later, but
yeah, after all this. But yeah, he starts this. Yeah, the fight happens.
And it's cool.
Actually, it's a pretty sick fight, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like even with it's like no Zaku there, it's still pretty cool.
Yeah, they don't need a Zaku though, because after he starts attacking, Caecilia's like, now is a good time to test the Adzam. And like she says this, and we cut over, we see Amuro. He's getting owned by like these tanks and turret cannons. His gun is shot out of his hand. But then like he's just like blasting the turrets, like stabbing the turrets with his beam saber and stuff.
He's blasting the turrets.
Amuro is blasting these turrets. You'll have to see it.
He's saying fuck turrets.
And
anyway,
Amuro said trans rights.
Amuro said trans rights, and but the Xeon didn't like that, so they scattered some like dirt on him, except it's not dirt. So, well, actually, first the big like thing you compared to a Pikmin thing, like
that's the Adzam.
That's the Adzam, yes. And they like shoot some sand at him, or he keeps calling it sand. It's not. It's some other shit that they don't really go into, but may or may not be the solium.
Oh, I didn't even make that connection. I thought it was like a different thing. I thought it was just like what it can do.
Oh, maybe you're right. I actually don't know, but I don't know what it is, but it's some weird stuff.
It's like nasty sand.
Nasty, gross sand, and then they like blast something else out that like is like a cage around Gundam, and it like heats up all the like nasty sand and makes Gundam like heat up, and like it's like shutting down because it's trying to like protect the pilot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like he can't move because all the energy is going into like protecting the pilot. And yeah, he's fucking stuck.
Yeah, it's
It's a magnetic field or something like.
yeah, like what it made it seem is like whatever like it's like a super conductive material that they like powdered on him.
Yeah.
So it heats up basically like it essentially makes him vent all of his like energy reserves, so he can like he's immobile and they can just capture it. Not so though, because that was tuned for Izaku. It's like the exact same conundrum but in reverse, and Amuro still has energy left over.
Yes, because yeah, it would have crippled Izaku, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's like not Nabi, and he flies up and gets out his lance, his laser lance, and stabs the thing.
He says, "You're not going to dump me," as he stabs it.
Yeah, he does.
I guess they're trying to like maneuver and like knock the Gundam off of it or whatever.
Yeah.
But and then Kaecilia's trick. She orders Makufe to blow up the entire base with all the soldiers inside it, so no one gets the secrets. Uh-oh.
Yep, she's like, fuck this base, we have more mines, we don't need this one. And Amuro's like, holy shit, they just blew it up. I guess I won? Question mark?
But at what cost?
Yeah, at what cost? Yeah, they don't want the state secrets getting out. Amuro goes to like scout like what's left over. And this is when he finds out this is base 102. This is mine 102. So there's at least 101 other bases.
Mm-hmm.
Other mines of whatever. And he's like, fuck, this wasn't the main mine.
Yeah, so essentially he just caused a big ruckus. He made the Zeon, like the Principality of Zeon, super aware that he exists and is ready to fight, and for nothing, basically.
Yep.
Oops. Amuro got owned. And like, we get a pretty tough scene too. He sees like a dying soldier.
Yeah.
Who's looking at a photo of a woman. And Amuro like runs and gives him water, and he helps the soldier. He like bandages him up, and he's like, "Hey, I don't know who you are, but if you theoretically were the pilot of that mobile suit, you shouldn't go soft on your enemy."
Yeah. And Amuro's like, thanks for the advice.
Yeah.
And he walks away, and so that soldier does do a flare though, because when White Base passes over later, they see the flare, and they see all the destruction, and they're like, "Oh man, Amuro must have done this." Frau's like, "Fuck, he's not there anymore. Like he left," and they're like, "Yeah." And now Zeon will be much more prepared.
Yeah. The Metal Gear Solid alert is on screen right now.
Yes. And so I'm hoping that dying soldier was picked up by White Base, maybe. But who knows, because it kind of ended there.
Yeah, hopefully Amuro saved a life in all of this. But yeah, so, and then the last thing we see in the episode is Frau driving off again to find Amuro once more.
Yep.
Pretty rough couple episodes we watched, huh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think the next one will be too, so.
Oh boy.
Stay tuned for that one. So you had something prepared.
Now, okay. So originally, I posted in Discord and I asked our friends, "Hey, is there any topics that you wanted us to cover today?" Like, because I don't always have an idea for an end of episode segment, and I want to try and do something different every time just to make it fun.
That's very ambitious. I don't.
Yeah, maybe not every time, but I want to have just like a nice like I want to have people always like wondering, oh, what's Max going to pull out today? And I originally was going to talk about like some geography of the world and like where the sides are, who owns what territory. But then something happened, because if you would check our Earth Federation chat in Discord, Morg, and
I didn't see this.
There's something I pinned that our friend Colin posted.
Oh no! Oh my god! Oh my
so
god!
our friend our friend Colin, they have posted an image of Gundam and the Red Comet as minions, my delightful little friends. So Morg, my segment today is going to be telling you a little bit of minion trivia.
You're gonna tell me minion trivia? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my
Anything
god.
can be a robot. Anything can be a robot if you believe it.
I mean, humans are kind of a robot, and
we're flesh robots.
So thank you, Colin. I'm gonna learn about minions now. I already have one podcast where I learn lore about weird shit, so I guess, this is just another drop in the bucket.
Morg,
sure.
You've probably heard of minions, or maybe you've just seen their bright yellow likeness on a t-shirt, meme, or bumper sticker.
Yeah.
Perhaps you've already decided whether you love them, hate them, or simply find them baffling, as they've been known to inspire quite a range of emotions in all who encounter them.
That's probably how I feel, is the last one. I watched Despicable Me, and that's it.
Yeah. The movies are like fine. It's more just like the sheer power of these little guys. But, as with all great things in history, the existence of minions prompts big questions. Where do these strange beings come from? Why do they inspire such polarizing reactions? And is there any deeper meaning to these unusual yellow creatures?
They have the same reaction in a lot of people our age that my dad felt about the Teletubbies. So, you know what? If you like minions, you're valid. But only to me, probably. And not to everyone else.
Not many people. Definitely not Sarah.
Oh my god, no. And only vaguely valid. There's some weirdness.
It's more of like baseline tolerance.
Yeah.
But well, you mentioned Teletubbies. Teletubbies are actually pretty tall. They're like 8 or 9 feet tall, I think, in those costumes.
No, but they're like a similar weird fucking childhood thing that's weird colored and have weird noises and say weird things.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of going like banana, they say uh-oh,
banana.
So similar weird childhood thing, I guess.
Right. So this is a fun bit. So going back, if you haven't seen the hit movie Minions.
No, but my mom has.
Good for her. Well, Minions, the opening of that movie sort of sheds a little bit of light on what they are and where they've come from, because, as we all know, they emerged from the ocean fully evolved, as they are today.
God damn it!
The Minions just walked out of the ocean like that.
They just look like that.
And they had goggles back then, too.
Are those just a part of their body?
I think it's biological. Maybe it's like a sort of chitin.
Oh.
but Morg, they have existed for at least 60 million years.
That's pretty wild.
We've seen them serving an evil Tyrannosaurus Rex. They are one of the most. They always serve the greatest villain in history, except for one notable exception, because they were canonically in cryosleep during World War II.
I hate this exception so much. Because there's, other real bad people in the world. I'm gonna say it.
Right. I mean, look, I'm not gonna go ahead and assume that the writers of Minions are, politically nuanced.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Although it is very funny to think about, who has them now, and do they keep moving?
I think that whoever has them now might be dyeing them orange.
I think Henry Kissinger has them. No.
Oh, he definitely has a couple. I mean, I think canonically it's the evilest person has all the minions, but share the wealth. A lot of people have a lot of minions.
It's true. It's true.
See, it is my burden to bear that I will never get to own a minion. I mean, I don't want to own any person, but like I'll never get to have a minion hang out with me because I'm not evil.
Mm.
It's like a real catch-22 that.
You'll just have to admire them from afar.
Oh, you know I do. And they were inspired more by Jawas and Oompa Loompas.
I can see that. Yeah.
You know how the Jawas say Utini?
No.
What if the Jawa said banana?
I don't know Star Wars. So
Oh, that's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm not valid. I mean, I am valid, but I'm also not. You know?
Here, I'm just going to read a little bit of direct quote from this article. Minions reveals, and this article is like 5 years old, by the way. Minions reveals that the minions become listless after too much time without a master to serve. Despite constructing a magical underground ice layer complete with sports and musical productions, they sank into ennui without a boss to tell them what to do. Over time, their daily routine broke down without an outside force to control their chaos. Seeing minions bored turns out to be just as funny as seeing them hyper. It's like seeing the aftermath of a particularly long sugar rush. I want to meet whoever wrote this article and shake their hand.
That's very funny. Wait, so does that mean the Despicable Me guy, because he's, like, not evil anymore? Or, like...
Gru,
that's right. I haven't seen it in a while. Does he not have them anymore? Because he's not...
I think he's, like... He's, like, formally a villain.
Yeah.
But he's, like, just a nice guy. But you can't get rid of the minions.
You sure can't.
Oh my god, this is one of life's great questions. Why do some people hate minions?
Well, I think they inspire frustration, and also they're a weird capitalist ploy after the Despicable Me movie, because they just become a thing instead of being like a fun little side character. They become like the main character, and they wear out their welcome a little.
Right. This article posits minions are like cilantro. Some people think it's a great flavor, and others think it tastes like soap. And I like to imagine that's because there's a gene inside humans that, like, you are physically repulsed by minions if you have, like, a specific genetic makeup that other people don't have.
I must be one of those people that like cilantro even if it tastes like soap to them. Because those people exist. Because
right.
I'm like,
they like the taste.
I tolerate them.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like them, you know? Whereas I'd say most people have the bad taste gene, probably.
Right. It's kind of like how every time a Rolling Stones song is used to promote an operating system, it becomes harder to love Start Me Up. Every time a minion appears next to a treacly homemade meme about friendship, it gets a little harder to love them.
Honestly, that's funny. Or, like, honestly, the, like, fact that it became, like, a Facebook mom thing is, like, makes them funnier to me.
Mm-hmm. What's more, it's difficult to pull out the same bromides for minions that work for other types of animation. Can you compare a minion to the madcap poetry of Buster Keaton? Or the zany pop imagery of Chuck Jones? When there's such a unique comic invention, and in parentheses, and multi-million-dollar mega brand?
This
article is deranged.
Yeah, that's... I will only like minions if they renounce their capitalist overlords, and they never will.
Right.
Because capitalism is the greatest villain.
Mm-hmm. There are over 899 different minions, but only 48 combinations of eye color, hairstyle, and height, I believe.
Oh my god.
Does
it explain why there's only... some of them are Cyclopses?
No, they just are.
Okay.
They just be. And my final part of this bit is one of the most incredible paragraphs I've ever read in my entire life. Minions are physically invincible and immortal. In the film Minions, when Stuart, Bob, and Kevin were tortured on the rack, their bodies were able to stretch easily. Throughout all 3 films, they've been hit by various objects on their bodies, got their head stuck in a jar, and etc., without any ill effect. For example, Bob, not the Bob appeared in Minions, was given an anti-gravity serum by Dr. Nefario, who absentmindedly left a window open, causing poor Bob to float out of our atmosphere in Despicable Me. He was still seen alive in space at the end of the movie, but we don't know what happened to him after that.
Well, I feel bad for whatever alien it ends up like meeting and like spreading its weird minion spores.
It's gonna become
like,
a god.
grow. Because, like, I just assume they kind of reproduce by budding, because that's the only thing that makes sense.
Right. There's like two different forms of minions. There's regular minions and like minion polyps.
Yuck.
Well, Morg, I hope this segment was as enlightening for you as it was fun for me to tell you about.
I'm gonna fucking get you back for this, Max.
Oh, cool. I can't wait. Look, if ever there's a day that you want to do the segment at the end of the episode, let me know.
I just never have ideas. That's why I let you do
If you ever want to like spend half an hour just like telling me about different types of horses, I'll welcome it.
Too bad I'm not a horse person.
Good. I hate those things.
I will tell you about horse personas, maybe.
Okay. I mean, that's like, I like to learn though. I want to hear about it.
All right.
See, that's the problem. My mind is an indiscriminate sponge. Anything you tell me, I will just like sit rapt attention and be like, yes, I want to hear about this.
I'm probably like playing this up a little bit because, like I said, I do a Sonic lore podcast. This is just another weird fucking thing dropping the bucket.
You're being inoculated
I'm
at
fine.
this point.
Yeah.
Morgan, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me at Haunting the Morgue on Twitter, Haunting the MORG. That will have a pinned tweet to my other podcast, well, this one, and my other podcast, Sonic Shuffle, random and holistic Sonic lore podcast, where my co-host Dan tells me about Sonic lore from like 10 different continuities. And sometimes I also watched the thing, but a lot of times I am just told about it. That's it, really. That's all I do for now. But stay tuned. Watch Twitter.
Very ominous. Watch this space. Well, I'm Max. I don't know why I aged 30 years when I try to say that. I'm Max. You can find I'm Max. You can find me on Twitter at MaxyBajillion, and you can also find me on another podcast called Pod of Greed, the world's #1 and only Yu-Gi-Oh podcast, sponsored by Kaiba Corp, that I do with many of my friends. You can find that at twitter.com/podofgreedcast. And Morg, as my last question to you this week, what's your robot of the week?
I didn't really think about it, even though we do this every week. Top of the head, because I kind of just was Googling around robots. I guess I'll just talk about fucking Bender Bending Rodriguez from Futurama.
Oh, good one!
Bender is the robot drunkard from Futurama who is Fry's best friend, and he loves to say, "Bite my shiny metal ass." He loves to do hijinks. He's kind of an asshole, but for some reason, we still find him funny.
He's just a fun man. He's a fun robot. I like him.
He's a fun man, and he gets away with more shit than he should, probably.
He's also the same voice as Jake the dog.
That makes... Yes, I think I did know that, but my brain forgot.
I forget the voice actor's name, but yeah, he's gotten around. He does a lot of stuff.
The Wikipedia on him likes to call him a pathological liar and slightly sociopathic. Rarely shows empathy, but he does love Fry, and that I added that part because
he does love Fry though.
He does,
even if he won't say it.
Yeah.
There
you go.
Cool. Well, shout out to Bender, shout out to Minions, shout out to Gundam, shout out to Amuro, who's no longer in the army.
Shout out to Amuro, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, can't believe you died. Shout out to Kozun, who's definitely dead and not alive.
Shout out to Garma, who is dead.
Shout out to Garma, who's dead. Shout out to Rambo who will never die. If I have anything to say about it.
Shout out to Sayla, who is cool and should learn how to pilot Gundam more, because I think she'd be a good pilot if she just had practice.
Yeah. And shout out to us for putting on this damn show every week.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, as we always say, every week, war is bad.
Wow. Cool robot.